Thank you, Ms Markey. If you could please have the records show that we have resumed standing orders and the executive team have rejoined us in the chambers with the exclusion of the Director of Planning. And now I'd like to read out the resolutions of closed meeting, starting with item 8.1. And that resolution reads in two parts. That in relation to the report tender REGPRO Regional Procurement Road Stabilising, Council 1 approved the following tender submission by awarding the contract T2521220 OROC A to Accurate Asphalt and Road Repairs, B the mining, C Stable Corp, D Stabilised Pavements of Australia, and E Downer EDI Works, and 2 commence the contract on 1 January 2022 to the 31st of December 2023 for a period of 24 months, and approve that provision be allowed for a 12-month extension based on satisfactory supplier performance, which may extend the contract through to the 31st of December 2024. Next item was item 8.2. We have a recommendation that reads in 5 parts. That council endeavour to acquire by agreement the land identified within acquisition plan DP 1274469 Little Barber Street, Gunnedah, as lots 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27 and 29 for road widening purposes under section 177 of the Road Act 1993. And part 2, that if agreement is reached, council agree to pay compensation as outlined in the valuation report or following further valuation if required in accordance with the Land Acquisition Just Terms Compensation Act of 1991. The third part, that if no such agreement is reached within a reasonable period of time, A, acquisition of the land be carried out by compulsory processes in accordance with Part 1, Chapter 8 of the Local Government Act 1993 and the Land Acquisition Just Terms Compensation Act 1991. B, council seek approval from the Minister of Local Government in accordance with section 187 of the Local Government Act 1993 to give all necessary proposed acquisition notices in accordance with the Land Acquisition Just Terms Compensation Act 1991. Council take each further step as is necessary to obtain from the Minister, the Governor, or the public authority as may be necessary to take all action as may be necessary to give the notices and otherwise carry out the acquisition by means of compulsory acquisition. D, following receipt of the Minister's approval, council serve each acquisition notice and take each other actions necessary to carry out the acquisition. E, following receipt of the Governor's approval, council give effect to the acquisition by publication of an acquisition notice in the New South Wales Government Gazette and such other publications as may be required by law. And F, council pay any compensation to any interested holders entitled to compensation by virtue of compulsory acquisition on the terms set out in the Land Acquisition Just Terms Compensation Act 1991. 4, that council authorise the General Manager to complete and execute all documents necessary to give effect to this resolution. And 5, that upon acquisition, council will dedicate the land as public road pursuant to section 10 of the Roads Act 1993. And the last item enclosed, we have a resolution that reads in 3 parts. That council 1, make an offer of a new contract of employment to the General Manager in accordance with clause 5, renewal of appointment, subclause 5.2. And 2, that the terms of the offer be in accordance with the terms of the current contract of the period of 5 years from the date of signing of the new contract. And 3, that the Mayor be authorised to execute the new contract with the General Manager. They are the determinations of the closed meeting of the extraordinary meeting for November of Council. Therefore, that's the end of business and I declare the meeting closed at 4:53. Thank you for your attendance.